Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I am your host, Morealagier, and I have been punishing myself all day by writing poetry. I think it's only fitting that I punish you by reading my poetry. It is getting increasingly more difficult to not give a fuck. It is getting increasingly more difficult to not give a fuck. The circus is back in town again. The wide-eyed clowns are drooling again. The thrice-fisted theatre is back at it again. The shadow gallery strokes its lack of cock, then rubs its paramilitary cunt rough and raw and ready red, complaining about an impotent, maladjusted male malcontent. It is getting increasingly more difficult to not give a fuck. The circus is back on form again. The wide-eyed penitents are singing songs again, thrice lamented airy tunes that lost their rhyme, that lost their rhythm and their reason, in raw and rough ready red illiberal indoctrination, chronic cerebral constipation, so-called malicious masculine omnipotence. It is getting increasingly more difficult to not give a fuck. The temperature is rising again, the hot-headed heat-seekers seeking heat again, thrice cursed and shell-shocked from safe shelter zones, that sang in rhythm and in blues two-stepped grim-faced tango use, that spoke as messengers divine, smote down those who drew a line in the sand, who showed they had a spine. It is getting increasingly more difficult to not give a fuck. The bayonets are rustling in the leaves again, the circus tent burning in the streets again, thrice hung, drawn and quartered in the sheets again, tranquil telepathy spread from the podium, dyed danger here whose longing for odium saw neither here nor there an end to anything but society and ruptured sanity, to start fresh and new this age of vanity. It is getting increasingly more difficult to not give a fuck. The censors are back in tune again, the Institute for Higher Morality shaking in their boots again, thrice unfucked morality policing busy beaver bees again, that stepped out of time, then out of line. Fourth Reich rising dim-wittedly from the heat wave, free speech in dire need of a close-knit shave. To celebrate diversity and one-pack liberty, must we then throat-fuck free speech as a necessity? It is getting increasingly more difficult to not give a fuck. The eunuchs sing of love again. The old gloom snake oil schools back to caning again. Thrice well-wished pedagogues knitting blindfolds again, to allow for free-hand fondling of tranquilized kids. Smarmy teachers propose unilateral castration, blind with penis envy or brain-fucked into devastation. Boys with glitter eyes whisper free-form castration blues, damaged by institutionalized flagpole emasculation. It is getting increasingly more difficult to not give a fuck. The Inquisition is back at it again. The inquisitive minds seek incessant incestuous notes again, thrice fondled tight-assed censorship again, to sing and speak in babbled monochrome plague verse. Dog whistle whispers mark high street hysteria, susurration of surveillance run through academia, murmured watching of the populace in social media, drifting ever so slowly into intellectual euthanasia. It is getting increasingly more difficult to not give a fuck. The actors are back in town again. The acted upon are in their webs again, thrice bejeweled and forgotten in the night again, token band-aid for the broken boys and men, whose long lingering grey cloud despair left them hopeless, whose pre-approved timestamp patterns left them homeless, whose hounded backs were caressed by globalist whips, whose suffering were then reduced to political quips. It is getting increasingly more difficult to not give a fuck. The Psy War is back in town again. The opium war's back in bloom again, thrice removed, remodeled, yet the same again. Thirsty, multi-tentacled social justice rape rage, feigned political correctness, virtue, inclusivity, morality, is opium for the people by virtue of profane hypocrisy, morally bankrupt, castrated Marxist hay fever songs, designed in nihilist postmodern utopia bongs. It is getting increasingly more difficult to not give a fuck. The opiate dreams back in form again. The opined heroine's heroin dance in smouldered ruin again. Thrice overdosed and equal opportunity ravaged again. 10 young boys with childlike drag queen dreams. Society and civilization now reduced to edgy memes. A pockmarked trans kid, vegan cat, imbecilic present. A skull-fucked, brain-slept, hemorrhaging slow descent into catatonia and the high heavens of prolonged dementia. It is getting increasingly more difficult to give a fuck. Thank you very much for watching. Here follows an outro most befitting a video of this nature, a blatant attempt at virtual panhandling. Should you wish to support this channel, as well as my blog and any further endeavors this strange path will take me on, there are a few ways you can do that. The easiest would be to like, share and subscribe, as well as clicking the sometimes functional notification bell. Having the message, such as it is, manspread and mansplained far and wide will do wonders. You could also support my rambling and barely contained insanity by buying my books, which are linked below. More books will be made available as time allows. I also have a Redbubble shop, linked below, where you can buy prints in various forms of some of the artwork presented in my videos. Or you can contact me through the contact form on my blog for original artwork, commissions or prints direct from the source, so to speak. Until next time, I am your humble bearded bard, Morea Legier, manspreading majestically beneath the steel sky of doom.